Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Kern County High School Sports here in the Kern County High School District. You're watching KernHighNetwork.com, exclusive coverage of live high school sports here from the Kern High School District. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Julian Wilson on camera right behind us. He's behind camera, but You'll hear his voice later on tonight when we give out the Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. He will be weighing in. Southeastern Yosemite League Showdown. We are at Foothill High School. Mira Monte has made the short drive just over Highway 58 to get over here to Foothill High School in this legendary, iconic gym. I spent a lot of time in here when I was a kid, and tonight it's going to be a special game. The Lions of Mira Monte taking on the Trojans of Foothill High School, and the Miramonte squad comes in at 13-4, 1-2 in conference. How about the Trojans 15-8, 3-0 in league play? A couple of great storylines tonight, but the biggest one is literally the biggest one, the tallest one. I will let Kyle handle that. Take over, buddy.
The feature player tonight is definitely got to be Edward Squid Turner, as they call him. He is just taking over the hoop scene on the east side. He's had some epic games against Frontier and against Highland where he's had triple doubles. And the third category, we got double digits in blocks. So he definitely has some length and all that. And, this week I was very fortunate to spend some time with him and his legendary father, Jumpin' Joe Turner, as he was known when he played back in Foothill, class of 1984. And I was very curious because he's putting his stamp on this legacy. And if you notice the last few years, the kind of vibe that's been going on is Foothill on the east side, and they're rebranding this basketball. They're calling it the Hill, kind of like the city that they do for the Golden State Warriors.
Great idea.
And a lot of it has to center around Squid Turner. And I was very, very fortunate, and Squid is very aware of his father's legacy, knows the stories, has heard all about Foothill basketball in the 80s. And Vance Palm, you know about more than anyone because you lived it and you played it in the 80s. Tell us what you know about that Foothill basketball team of the 80s with Jumpin' Joe Turner kind of leading the way as he'd later go on to the University of Arizona and have all this greatness.
It wasn't just Foothill, but because we're at Foothill tonight, we'll certainly talk about it. You think about East, South, Bakersfield High School, and many times, there were teams, like Highland had a great year. There were a lot of great teams back then. Foothill had such a legacy in the 70s as well, so you brought that late 70s legacy into the early 80s. You had Joe Turner, Dante Stansel, you had Big Greg Dodd, who I was telling you guys the story before we went on camera. There were just some great athletes here. Gary Woolfolk, who I played with at Bakersfield College, Eric Charles. The list goes on and on, but one thing I can tell you, as we get away from Joe Turner and Coach Ned Permenter, both saying hi to us, so great to see both those guys. Kyle, the one thing about the Trojans at that time, they had every spot covered. You had Greg Dodd. When I played, I graduated in 83. They were 84, but you had Greg Dodd, a massive human being playing center. Then you had Joe playing a 3-4. You had Dante Stansel playing a 2-3. So they came at you from every direction. But what I remember so much about their teams, they were so incredibly coached with Dan Shannon. They had such great discipline. They moved the ball around. When it got into those, late season games, we would be down by 12. And the next thing you know, we're down 40. It was just like that. These guys were so good, so explosive. Joe, the consummate gentleman. We used to practice that week before Foothill with badminton rackets. My coach, Gary Saddam at Arvin, would say, okay, second squad, you take 2 badminton rackets, and you over there take 2 badminton rackets. And if your ball was deflected by one of those badminton rackets on a pass or a shot, you had to run just to let us know the length and the size of these Foothill Trojans. A great article you put together for the Kern High Network. That was just a beautiful piece, a long piece, a lot of content. But let's not forget, there's 2 teams here tonight.
Miramonte, scrappy team, and one thing that you do when you play your rival is you throw out the records. And Foothill's 3-0 in league right now. Miramonte's 1-2. But the records don't even really matter right now as they get out there. What a festive atmosphere we have going on right now. We got the band that's out here. We got Foothill royalty. We just, like you said, saw Ned Permenter, Pat Carlotti. You got Joe Turner out here as well. I'm very, very excited to be a part of this broadcast, be here with you, relive some memories as we look at that. And I also talked with Dan Shannon earlier this week, not only about Joe Turner, but that 1988 historic state championship team that we'll talk about a little later on throughout the broadcast. So we have some nuggets, but it's been really great to look at the traditions and realize that Bakersfield is a city known for basketball that often gets overlooked because maybe of the football scene that goes on.
No question. Head coach for the Lions of Monte, Miguel Valera. Head coach for the Foothill Trojans, Wesley Davis III. I'm not going to say Davis III all night. I will say Davis, but I'm not going to say Davis III all night.
Yeah.
But it's the Lions of Miramonte, the Trojans of Foothill High School. We have had the national anthem since the Frost-Off game, so we're covered with our Star Spangled Banner, and we're going to get this thing going here. Turner will jump with Francisco, and Turner bats it over to the far side. Trojans will take it to start the evening off.
And Camarion Francisco definitely brings a definite leap ability, as we see right there on defense.
So Camarion Francisco, a sophomore, almost won the tip, came up with a big block there, but the first foul of the evening is going to be on Aymar Cesarez. So Cesarez picks up his first foul of the evening, and at the line, we'll get to see the stroke of Edward Squid Turner. Misses the first.
Got to pay attention to on Foothill, too, as well, because we're talking about a lot of background in the history. But number 13, who actually was blocked, is Malik Tautau. Averages 17 points a game as Turner averages 15 and 10. But Malik Tautau is a definite talent out there.
Turner makes the second. 1-0 Foothill. Shot goes up, and it is good. Don't have a name for number 0.
We'll find it out and get it to everyone.
Missed by Foothill, and it's going to be a foul on Alex Hernandez.
Alex Hernandez is another solid player. He is that kind of third threat to score, averages about 8 points a game. So
Cesarez, the southpaw. A nice give and go. Oh, would have been a nice interior pass. Thrown away, though. Squid looks down the floor. He sees Hernandez. The ball given back, and a lot of contact, no call. Offensive rebound put up and almost back in. So a lot of work, a lot of hustle down there by Malik Tautau.
What I really like about the combo between Tautau and Turner is you got the lengthy athleticism, the slender build, body sometimes is effective of Turner, and then you got Tautau's a little bit more broad in the shoulders that brings a different type of game than Turner has. Really complement each other really well.
Tautau makes the first, misses the second. 2-2. CurrentHighNetwork.com's photographer, Nick Ellis here. Oh, what a crossover, but Turner able to block it. The one-handed pass, a blown layup, should not have been missed, and a big travel, no call there. Crowd can't believe it. Some great athleticism right off the bat here. We will get the name of number 0 because he's going to have the ball in his hands quite a bit. Turner again running the break. Squid, the one-handed pass to the right side. That's contact. And that'll be Hamed Amardi. He picks up his first foul.
Love seeing Squid. You know, he's kind of known for his rebounds and his blockability, but he runs the floor really well, got good vision, and a very solid passer. A lot of times you see a 6'8" kid in high school, and they think he's just a big tree that's going to grab rebounds, but he's so much more than that as he stretches the floor really nice.
Tautau, his second point of the evening with a free throw. Misses the second. Almardi starts the offense high with Francisco. Great give and go. Nice look in there. What a beautiful pass. lot of contact down low, and that'll be before the shot. That shot does not count. Three to 2. Trojans up 1. We're going to see Daniel Anthony come into the ball game. Amarty's picked up his second foul, so he's got to come out already. Strong move to the bucket, but another block and another block. So three big blocks by Francisco, letting himself feel free in there to just swat away, and he does it, and Turner blocks that one off the glass. So 2 great blocks. Francisco lays that up. Cesares puts that up, and they pull it back out. So a lot of hoopla, a lot of noise, not a lot of points so far. Long shot gets put up, and it's rebounded by Tao. Shot goes up for 3. Does it go? It does not. Rebounded by Hernandez. Hernandez kicks it back out. Tao comes in. Great strong move. Oh, that's right. This place gets loud. I forgot. There's a nice looking bucket right there from number 0. And that timeout cannot be called. So, well, I guess they gave it to him. So Valera had been calling for a timeout once the shot went through. The official gave it to him while Foothill was walking the ball up. The official just said, hey, my mistake. I missed it. Anyway, 5-5, we're tied up.
Absolutely. And it does get loud in here, gets a little crazy, but nonetheless, Monte is trying to stay in this game right away. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics and on Facebook, Kern High Network. Our Vance Palm right now is trying to get a name for number 0, so we're not calling number 0 the whole time to look out there, but Foothill definitely does have to bounce back right now and try to make a little bit of a run right here as number 23, Mr. Phillips, checks in, just a freshman coming from Oakland, pulls up right off the bat, and it's Tao on the offensive rebound, and he does a putback, and they're fighting for it, and it looks like it's going to go to Mira Monte.
Four and a half left here in the first quarter. Contact on the shot. Foul will be on Adrian Garcia.
Coach Davis right now is definitely giving him an earful, letting him know that's an ill-advised foul. He had good defense on him, and he just reached in, had a little bit too much contact on the baseline.
Cesares makes the free throw. They're up. Miramonte, 6-5 lead here with 4:20 to go in this first quarter.
It looks like John Lopez in there is going to be face guarding Squid, and Squid's trying to go right at him.
Wow, what a bucket. The long three put up by Edward Turner. And they're trying to go right at Turner. Jaden Phillips, the freshman, with the wicked crossover. Ay, ay, ay.
He's got this crowd in a frenzy right now.
Long shot gets put up, and rebound Foothill. Miramonte seems a little bit rattled, ball out of bounds, and it will remain Foothill basketball. So the freshman phenom, Jaden Phillips.
Absolutely breaking ankles right here, so a lot of talent.
He wants to rock. He's feeling it. Tao has it. He runs into trouble, and that should be either a jump ball or offensive foul. It'll be possession arrow, Mira Monte. So 10-6, loud Jim. Long three by Squid, an ankle breaker by Phillips, but Miramonte hanging in there.
Talking with assistant coach Scott Smith, who used to be the head coach at Miramonte, he thinks that Phillips at this time is as good, and I had to double take and ask him again. Says he's as good as Braxton Huggins at Fresno State, and that's a big, big call to make.
Actually, a pretty good move down there, but he just ran out of space. Again, number 0. Pow comes in, big contact. So they're up, jumping high. I'll get these names. We'll get these names out to you in the second quarter. At the line, Malik Tao.
You know, we've seen Malik Tao go to the line a few times now, and that's where he's getting a majority of his points. But I got to say this. That definitely shows he's a physical type player and is going to go to the line, and sometimes they're broad-shouldered and they get after it, and he's going to get another chance at another free throw.
Lane violation on number 0. And he takes advantage of it, makes it 12-6. They've doubled him up here with 2:45 to go here in this first quarter. Miramonte at Foothill. Long arm of Phillips and the longer arms of Squid, but a great give and go. Nice bucket in there.
And Miramonte is getting Squid up in the air. Got to be a little bit more disciplined on the defensive front and not leave his feet too early.
When you're that athletic and you're that further along than some of these younger guys, it's all you're just breathing it. You want to get them so bad.
Yeah.
Phillips to the free throw line, puts it up and it goes.
He has a nice stroke right there coming on there. Just a freshman.
Ooh,
stepping up big with confidence.
Number 0 with some serious handles. Hey, whoa. He's as charismatic as ever, Jaden Phillips. He is working the refs, working the opponent, working the crowd. Not bad for a freshman. Reset the shot clock, so at 1:48 remaining here in this. Oh, what a nice sweet move by number 13. Phillips hard of the bucket, and he is fouled.
I believe number 13 is John Lopez.
Okay.
I know number 12, Daryl Maiden, so we can make that out. So that's John Lopez playing pretty good defense. He's matching up against Squid, and he face guards him right now. Had a good up and under against him as well. So
so we just need to find out who 0 is.
Yep.
Pow. Bucket by Tao. I'm trying to get all these names down here and get them correct. Max Preps has done me wrong tonight. Ball stolen again. Boy, these Miramonte guards, if they don't know already, they're playing against some long-arm Trojans. They better look out. Great hustle play, but it ends up in Tao's hand down on the far side. Comes up, lays it in. (18-10).
Tao had to stumble a little bit on that. He was looking for a mamma jamma right there.
Tao tried to throw him down with a left. Boy, that would have been an incredible dunk from a long ways away. So these Miramonte guards out front need to realize really quickly that These Foothill players are long. Long shot goes up there, back of the rim, looked good for a minute. Turner just grabs it, said it's mine. Tao with another fast break. He stops, comes off the left, can't get it. Should be offensive goaltending, wasn't called, but Monte brings it back anyway. There's a great move right there. Oh, goodness. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Jaden Phillips. He leaned in and one. Bucket good by Daniel Anthony.
And you keep talking about the length of Foothill, where eventually that's gonna catch up to them as they start to get it figured out. Foothill was making a little bit of a run right there.
Hernandez and Valdez will come in for the Trojans. 3 Lions coming in. Philippe Calderon, John Huggins, and got a Lion that's going to wait for the shooter to finish, and that shooter's Daniel Anthony, the senior. Laid one off the glass. Offensive board, swatted. Nice hustle, great work in there. Philippe Calderon comes in the game, gets an offensive rebound on a free throw, has one blocked and has one put back in.
Tao thought there was 2 free throws on there. He forgot that it was made.
Phillips with the follow. And that will do it at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a short break, 20-14, Foothill up in the first quarter.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. Kyle Wiley here. Vance Palm is getting the name of number 0 as we're getting it going, so we're going to make sure that we have correct rosters that are being announced. Vance does a great job. He wants to ensure accuracy on the air, but Foothill brings it in as we begin this second quarter. They have the lead 20-14, and they're looking to get Squid the ball right off the bat, and he goes up there and gets fouled on the way up. And I think he does get fouled by number 0, and number 0's name is?
Well, number 0 is Amar Cazares. I have a scoop. I have a scoop for our KernINetwork.com crowd.
Yeah.
They just received new jerseys today.
Wow.
We are way off on our names, way off.
I think everybody is off when they're going out there. Pretty nice jerseys, I got to say. The Under Armour look that goes out there. So
the head coach for the JV is going to bring us up a list at halftime with the correct names and numbers, but what we've been telling you is at best partially true because they've switched all their jerseys around, and so what Max Preps had for us today is inaccurate. We do apologize, but we will get you what we can get you at halftime.
This I know is Daryl Maiden, number 10 right up there that was dribbling around. He was a South High kid when I was there. He's a senior, so he's a freshman. And here we go. Here comes Turner.
Blows the dunk. Squid can't believe it.
About to bring the house down with that one right there. The crowd was already up. They knew what was going on. See if our main man Nick Ellis got that right there going up at least. But
so Turner can't believe it. He was high flying. I think he felt he had some traffic on beneath him, but missed the dunk. But Monte better hang on. Now Squid's completely wiping stuff off the glass, but hard work by Francisco if you can get it. And he pump fakes, comes up, puts it up, can't get it to go. Turner just making sure that anything around the glass is going to be redirected.
And you could tell he's worked on up and unders, worked on different things that he can definitely uses athleticism.
Tao hard to the hole, no call, a lot of contact. Will it be saved? It will not be saved. So
Camarion Francisco is very athletic, ladies and gentlemen, and we see he's got 5 blocks now, and he has just been a defensive machine. Monte's got some talent, and you look at him, just a sophomore, his upswing is huge as he's guarding Malik Tao. Probably, ill-advised pass.
Wow! A rocket in Hamed Almadari, I think. Turner has it just completely stripped away from him, but another bad pass. Now Turner will go to the line and shoot 2. So some wild, reckless play here in the second quarter. John Huggins about to go in. Again, everybody, if you are a family member of the Miramonte Lion basketball team, we were just informed that they have brand new unis, and they're nice unis, but they're brand new. And so the names associated to the numbers on the rosters that we were given, and Kyle does all this homework, and he prints out all this stuff and texts me and goes, we're good to go on everything.
Yeah.
You can throw that out the window, but we will have everything dialed in this second half. I give you my word. Huggins down the near side. Thought about it. Turner with the steal. Hard work in there by the Miramonte Lions. They're not giving up. There's an open look if he wants it. Hard to the bucket, and that'll be a foul out on the floor.
One thing I would give number 13, I believe it is John Lopez right there. He has had a nice game defensively. He's a hustler. He's a player. He's outsized, but he doesn't let that get in there. He just plays the game of basketball as hard as he possibly can. It's fun to watch. Ball
deflected out on the wing. Alex Hernandez picked up that foul for the Trojans. Now we're going to see Brian Diaz, a sophomore, a 5'6" sophomore coming onto the floor. And Tao about to come back in. And Valdez back on. So Turner's going to get a rest. Hernandez is going to get a rest. That's a walk. He hopped and he skipped and he jumped down the baseline. He gets the call there.
Absolutely. This team makes a little bit of a run right now because I think if you're Foothill, you're feeling like you haven't played to your absolute max potential yet, and if you're Miramonte, you're trying to claw your way back into this 9-point deficit.
And here's the time to do it right now without Turner in the ball game, but Phillips throws one up. That doesn't go. Tao with the board, stops, kicks it back out to Garcia. He can't get it to go. Rebound, Francisco. And now is when, if you're Miramonte, now is when you absolutely want to go to the rack. You've been aggressive all night long. Keep going now. You don't have Squid in there to wipe stuff off the glass. Bad shot. Diaz is going to take it up. Short shot. Oh, what a nice move, but he can't finish down there. That's a nice move by Huggins, but it's put back in by Philippe Calderon, and we've got a timeout by Wesley Davis. He's not liking what he sees. 23-16. Kyle, we have had the head coach for the junior varsity Miramonte Lions bring me up.
He is the man. So we have Calderon, number 13, correct?
I don't know. I'll let you know later. That is Philippe Calderon is number 13. So I am excited. I can stop making numerous mistakes. Got it. Okay. Got it. All right.
Very appreciative. We want to ensure accuracy. We do our homework and all that. We want to make sure it's all about the kids and their moment in the sun and getting their name called. And accuracy is of utmost importance, if not the most important thing, the Kern High Network. So,
who would have thunk it? Who would have known they had new unis tonight?
And you got to say they are absolutely slick. I love them. They got that gold color in there, and
the USC colors, man.
You know, and if I'm Foothill right now, I talked with Coach Davis before the game. I said, what's your biggest obstacle in league play? He says, our biggest obstacle is ourselves, because I was trying to see what other teams out there that made him a little nervous. He said, it's ourselves, and if we play our game, we'll be fine. But they're a little out of sorts right now, and I don't think that they're a complete rhythm that he wants to be at, as he has high expectations for his Foothill team. Squid Turner is going to be ready to check back in.
Tao backs it in.
Oh, look
Super
at that
strong move. That can't be stopped if you're not ready. If you don't have your feet set, you're in trouble.
Totally uses body. Great spin move right there by Tao.
Errant pass in there by Huggins. Foothill walk it up. Garcia, Phillips. This young man hasn't seen a shot he doesn't like yet or a space on the floor, but the big fella calls for it. He's got to give it to him. Crazy pass from Turner. Should have been a travel. How about the hard work here by Cesares? Cesares comes in and he gets it to go. Foul on Tao.
Man, you talk about some leapability by a smaller guard right there. You're looking at Cazares is definitely able to get up there.
And Amar, fearless. He knew Tao was close. Makes it. 3-point play and a big one. Phillips wants to go to the hole, puts it up and gets it to go. Tucked it in and went with it.
Another steal.
A steal by Phillips. Can't convert. Mira Monte. At times you think they're crawling back into this thing, but then they'll make some mistakes. There's a foul on Garcia, and that will slow the pace down for a second. But if Mira Monte wants to stay in this game, they have got to take advantage of every single thing that comes their way.
Make their free throws. That's got to be a key contributor for them too as well. So
Johnny James into the ball game. It'll be Foothill basketball. And, you know, when you're down there on the post, if you're Miramonte and you're thinking about going up, sometimes you don't even know if it's Tao or Turner. You just know that it's somebody that's looking to block this shot.
I would say with the exception of Camary and Francisco, there's a little bit of hesitation getting those buckets up in there.
No question. Those badminton paddles are up. Phillips, nice, strong, hard move to the hole. I don't like that he falls down every shot. That's going to start to work against you with these officials after a while. And a blown layup down there by Huggins. Nice little 6-footer gets put up, the soft touch. They pull it back out. Ball deflected, and it is Diaz doing all the work. What a nice play. Now Diaz wants to go to the hole, pulls it back, stops, gives it to Phillips.
He's got numbers underneath.
He has Tao right underneath the hole, so Phillips trying to do too much with it. And I think Coach Davis wants to have a word with him. There's the layup, and it is blown from Johnny James, but he's going to get another shot at it. They don't call traveling, and that's a shot from behind. Rebound, Turner.
Got to look up the field. They got numbers.
They've got Tao. He had him. Oh, and Tao right underneath the hoop, and Phillips did not throw him the pass. And if there is any way that you're going to get the ire of your teammates, especially seniors waiting underneath the hoop,
wide
you better
open.
Give it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You better give it up. A lot of talent. Love his attitude. Love his fire. But if you have Tao and Turner underneath the hoop wide open, freshman, you better give it up.
Yep. He's got another 3+ years.
Well, it's just the right thing to do. Anything.
The right thing to do, even if you're a senior and there was a freshman underneath. Got to get the open man.
Hey, what a shot in there by Cesares. Amar, Cesares with a nice touch. Now it's a 5-point ball game right now. Squid.
Inside and out. He's pretty smooth.
James picks up his dribble in traffic, hands it back off to Cesares. Cesares floats one up. Love his game. Love his game.
Absolutely.
30-24. Foothill up 6, 1:45 to go here in this first half. Tao wants to take a look, goes hard to the bucket. Sweet left hand, can't get it, but he gets his own rebound off the glass. Francisco playing some tough D and then grabs down a rebound. And here comes a fast break. They've got a real fast break. Look at this. Oh, and he misses from point blank range. Can't believe it. But a foul after, and Hamad Almardi. Can't believe he missed the 1-footer with nobody on him. It happens to the best of them, but then he also commits the foul after, so that can weigh on your emotions. And Coach Valera, it's like, we could be down only 4 by now, but now it looks like we might go down 8. And there's really nothing you can do. If a guy misses it from 1 foot, he knows he should make it. Really, what can you tell him? Hey, make it next time.
Especially as they're trying to cut into this lead and figure out what they're trying to do, offensively. And the coach, a lot of the hype has been with Foothill this year, and I think Coach knows it. And so he's in a tightly contested game, in a rival game, and he's right within grasp, right within reach.
And it looks like it will go from a 4-point spread to an 8-point, just like that. So we're going to see Moses Garduno come in. So Garduno comes in. He's a junior.
We saw Centennial Golden Hawks get within 3 of the Liberty Patriots, and Liberty goes on a 15-0 run after that.
Crazy.
So
that was crazy.
It's very important to capitalize on the runs you have.
Some nice ball movement. Cesares can't get it to go. Tao with the rebound. Down the far side, the strong left-hander sprints to the baseline, pulls it back, and throws it to Squid from the top.
He's on fire right now. That's 3 straight threes for Squid that he's put up. He's making buckets right now.
Back to an 11-point game as Cesares working those Foothill defenders. High shot off the glass, battle for it down low. Turner ends up with it. Turner fouled by at least a couple of Lions. Now he just runs the floor with it. A nice little move right there. Cesar Valdez takes the pass from Turner, dribbles to the key, pulls up, and all of a sudden a 13-point lead. And for just a second, we thought it might be only a 4-point lead. Calderon, nice pass down low. Francisco has it wiped away. Now Turner has it. Will they give it back to him? Should have been a travel call, wasn't. Thought they might give it back to Squid for a thunder dunk.
Yeah.
And at the end of the first half, what looked like it may be a scant 4-point lead, out of nowhere turns into a 15-point lead in about 60 seconds. So halftime, 39-24. Foothill with a great lead here on Kerr9Network.com. Back in a few minutes.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Plord, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
We're learning a lot about how mobile apps are made, the programming and coding that goes into it, along with the time and effort. Along with that is also the entrepreneurship of the class, learning how to run our own business.
We're also learning basic marketing skills, people skills, graphic design, and social media marketing so that they can freelance, they can work on their own, they can apply for a job, they can go to BC or Cal State or any other university who offers programs that are specific within the mobile app development concentration or business concentration.
With my future and career, I do plan on being somewhat of an entrepreneur, owning my own business, sort of a clothing brand line. And so this will definitely help me out with possibly an app for my company, and the entrepreneur part helping me be able to run my business as smoothly as I can make it go.
We're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top of the line computers here and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm is making his rounds and talking with basketball royalty. I'm here with my man Julian, who is on the camera right now. He's talking with local basketball legends that have made their stamp all the way across. Vance Palm, he is a basketball legend himself, as he played at Arvin High School, goes to BC, turns around and goes to Cal State Bakersfield, where he had a great career as a solid contributor. He's been the voice nonetheless ever to look at as well. Julian, you can keep it out there. You know, some of the highlights that we've looked at tonight, and I know Vance, when he comes back, will definitely echo that. But Squid Turner, you know, led Foothill with 13 points. Malik Tautau had 12 points. And Amar Cazares for Mira Monte had 11 points to lead the way as the only Lion in double digits right there as well. Very, very interesting. All the hype is around Squid, Ed Turner that you look at. Definitely a presence being felt inside, but he definitely had, 3 threes and got that smooth stroke going on right there as he's talking, with Malik Tautau right now and trying to figure out a game plan for the half. I do know that Coach Wesley Davis, as he's sitting there, probably one of the more finely dressed coaches that we've had out here, rocking the three-piece suit going on there to look at that, but he definitely is trying to regroup and get them re-energized as they had a big run to finish off the half. We got out there, it was 30-24 at one point, and now they've gone on a solid 9-0 run to kind of finish that off to look at. Actually, it was 28-24, so they've gotten kind of on a 12-0 run to finish off the half, and that's exactly what Mira Monte didn't want to have happen. We got 2 minutes and counting as we're getting down. Once again, this is Kyle Wiley live on the Kern High Network at kernhighnetwork.com. We have soccer going on, too, as well. We have East High girls that are traveling to Golden Valley and playing them in a big SYL matchup tonight as well. So you got Rick Hudgens and Lance Grimes on the announcing, and you got Kevin Willey at camera, and you got Miguel Garcia running the production side of things. Definitely an eventful night in the Kern High School District on kernhighnetwork.com. Very, very excited to be here. A lot of royalty that's out here, from Ned Permenter to Pat Carlotti to a number of people that have decided to come out here. Vance Palm talking around as he makes his way back. He definitely knows the hoop scenes more than a lot of people that are out there, and excited that he is able to be a part of this and offer his perspective each and every night that we have basketball. Vance, I was just telling a listening crowd that you were talking with some local legends and stuff like that. Who are you talking to over there in the corner looking out there? Give me some legends.
First of all, I had a quick little tete-a-tete with JT. Joe Turner said hi to him. Then as I wanted to find Reggie, and so I saw Reggie Phillips over there, and Cal State super legend, Foothill super legend, Harlem Globetrotter. Yeah. Just great to talk to Reg again and say hi to him. His nephew is the super freshman phenom, Jaden Phillips, his nephew. He goes, "How do you like my nephew?" I said, "I love his game. I love everything about him." I said, "But boy, you got the big fellas posting up. You better give him the rock." And they both started cracking up. He says, "Oh, I know." Just good to talk to Reggie.
To talk about Reggie Phillips and everything that he's brought, I talked with Dan Shannon. We talked about that 88 team. We're on the heels of 30 years, and think about that. To win a state championship in anything is a very, very special moment to look at, and for Reggie Phillips to be able to do what he did for that 88 team. I talked with Dan Shannon. He said, "You know what? Our team was filled with unique personalities. We had leaders, hard workers. They really bought into the system." He said, we're about 6'4", 6'5" across the board. He's like, but we did have this guy named Reggie Phillips who was a superstar athlete that really made everything go, and he was the big cog of that 88 team. And one thing I'm going to say this, 2 years ago, that 1988 team was inducted into the Foothill Hall of Fame, and every single player showed up, which is pretty amazing to consider, being about 30 years out with the times of life and everything like that, the trials of life that come out. To have all of those guys in attendance, it really meant a lot to Coach Shannon, especially to see his players after so many years to still be tight and still be excited about that.
Kyle, that team meant so much to our county.
Yeah.
To our entire county.
Yeah.
To have that Foothill team. And when I watch that team play, it's the kind of time, and Julian can attest to this, you're watching a high school team, you're thinking, this team right here could take on pretty much every junior college team in the country. Name me a community college team that could handle these Trojans. That's how great they were. Well, here we go. Second half action. A lot happening here on kernhighnetwork.com. There's some soccer going on. Haven't even touched on that yet. Yeah. This game has just been a rapid-fire pace game. And the Trojans try to start things off with a long ball. Valdez misses. Here come the Mira Monte Lions.
That's Cazares right there. He's had a nice game.
Oh, Cazares throws it away. Doggone it.
As I said to the hat, I was giving some stats and data. I met with the official book, and Cazares led the way for the Lions with 11 points, and very smooth game that he has. And as I said, Turner had 13 and Tao had 12 for the Trojans. And I like Tao's game. He's aggressive to the bucket.
Yep. Cazares goes up with one, can't get it to go. Here's a fast break. Will they give it up to Tao? They don't. Valdez comes in and puts it up. Tao was looking for the dish back. He wanted a thunder dunk.
they got a bevy of these guards that come off the bench for Foothill.
Yeah, they do.
They're scrappy, and they all kind of play similar styles where they play great defense and very coordinated with the ball.
Long shot goes up, and it's made by Almardi.
And that ends a drought right there. I believe Foothill was on a 13-0 run.
This crowd loves their Trojans. Another nice bucket, 44-27.
And right now, Squid's 4 for 4 from three-point land.
Cesar's had his ball deflected. Great defense out there by Valdez. And now Turner. Here's another fast break. Will it be another one for Valdez? Perfect pass. A perfect pass. And all Valdez had to do was just keep sprinting. Saris has a look. Crosses up. That's nice. Comes in, floats one in. Ooh, boy.
His game. Very, very solid.
Mira Monte has a nice squad. They have a really good-looking squad. They're 1-2 in league play, 13-14 overall. But I sure like what Coach Valera is doing with his team.
And Almardi's had a nice three right there. And then he's got nice defense right there on the block. So they got some solid players, just crafty players.
Phillips back in.
Got to be a little bit quicker on that pass.
Tao with the block. Battle for the basketball, won by Francisco. Ball deflected again. Francisco looks, gives it back. That's going to be tough. Will they give it up? He's got the big fella. Oh,
a little bit too fancy right there. Got to get up a little bit quicker.
Almardi over to Francisco. They're hanging in there. 46-31. Early going to the third quarter, a lot of time. Man, can you imagine Squid and Phillips next year, the senior-sophomore combo? Don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Could have been either. Adrian Garcia could have been looking just for Squid underneath the hole.
And I think Garcia needs to go up with that right there. Needs to go up and just shoot it right there. Be a little bit selfish. Did a little too much right there.
There's another nice look. Does it go? It does. Hamed Almardi.
And that's his second three this half, and maybe that's the guy who catches fire for them, gets them back into the game.
Tao has it battled away. Squid has it up top. Nice little shake and bake. That's not the best look, but he got it. I guess any look's a good look for Squid. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Here's another. Will it be 3 for 3? Just deep for Maldry, and Almardi almost thought he had it. And now we're going to see Caleb Smith back in. Phillips, hard to the baseline, and he will shoot two. Right in front of his uncle. For those of you that might not be familiar with Reggie Phillips, let me just give you a quick little glimpse into the life of Reggie Phillips. Absolute highlight reel. And he had every part of his game. It wasn't just the jumps. He had the handles, the shot, the passing ability. But if you think of Reggie Phillips, instantly you think of just how unbelievably high he could jump. What a great play by Francisco. He does it right in front of Phillips. Phillips likes it. But Reggie Phillips also a beloved athlete from Kern County. Anyone that would see him anywhere in the community, I talked to Reggie Phillips.
Yeah.
I saw Reggie Phillips. Just a superstar. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Strong move at the hole. Can't get it to go by Cesares. Here comes Phillips. The long, rattles in and out. Rattles in and out and comes back and doesn't go.
And I don't mind that shot, but he spends a little bit too time trying to do a dribbling technique, do a dribbling clinic, and I think he needs to be a little bit more decisive with the ball.
He's going to find his game.
Yeah.
It's going to find him. Trust me.
Definitely is smooth. I got to get that.
When I tell you this, every coach in the Valley would like to be working with that freshman.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd all like to be refining his game.
You know, he gets a little bit in the weight room, puts on about 20 pounds, and that'll come with as he grows up and matures and all that. So,
looking at him now, the freshman phenom, Jaden Phillips. What a story. He's in the corner. Shot goes up by Valdez and no good. Here come Mira Monte. Down the far side, Johnny James. James to the free throw line. Oh, that's a nice pass. Really nice offense. Great pass by Calderon. And now it's a 10-point lead. Miramonte battling back into it. What about this? This crowd just loving it. We're going to catch our breath. We will take just a super quick break, a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back here on KernHighNetwork.com.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Julian Wilson here for KernHighNetwork.com's live exclusive coverage of high school sports here in the Kern High School District. Tonight we're at the legendary, iconic Foothill Trojan Gym, boys varsity basketball. The Trojans hosting the Miramonte Lions, and Miramonte battled back to within 4, and then it turned out to be 15 at the half, and now they've muscled back into a 10-point deficit only. Jaden Phillips comes around the top, takes a look. Phillips shoved as he goes up, and Casares can't believe it, but I'll give you this. Yeah. Jaden Phillips, such a young basketball savant. He knows how to look like he drew the contact, even if there really wasn't that much contact. Just so smart. Now let's watch this stroke. Oh, it's the second one of his shots where that ball's gone halfway down the hoop and come back out.
And he's wiry, but he's functional with his body, and he's able to absorb some of that contact and be smooth with his game.
You know who reminds me of with that number 23? A very, very young Michael Jordan.
VP just dropped the mic right there. Michael
well, he's
Jordan,
got, I mean, you look at pictures of Mike when he was a young kid in high school.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his number. Not bad defense either, trying to get it down low. Oh, finally, Huggins puts the ball on the floor. Or that might have been a 5-second call. Calderon comes in hard and has it batted away by Turner. Fast break again. Valdez just knows what to do. Oh, big block on the other side. What a great play by Johnny James. And a timeout called by Miramonte. Johnny James comes down and makes a great play. But Valdez, although that one was blocked, boy, super smart player. You talk about an outlet. He's an outlet waiting on the opposite three-point line.
Very, very impressed with this Miramonte team, and Coach Davis said it before the game. They are a scrappy team, and Miguel Valera has done a lot of good things out there and instilled this scrappiness with those Lions. Love having the band out here. This is great.
Yeah, you're right. Sounds great to have a pep band in the stands. Hey, what's going on tonight with soccer? I know that Dr. Rick Hutchins is calling something.
He is calling. He's at Golden Valley right now, and Golden Valley girls soccer against East Bakersfield High School girls soccer. Coach Marty Martinez has been around the soccer scope for decades, and he creates winning soccer programs out there. But I'm going to tell you, Golden Valley girls have a superstar player, Michelle Camacho, who's got many, many goals for the Golden Valley Bulldogs. We covered their game way back in November against South High girls soccer in our first ever Spanish broadcast. So it's been a good thing.
Oh, they threaded the needle, had a nice play, but he just couldn't hang on to it. Huggins couldn't. Another great play, and now Phillips pulls up and drops it. Again, no contact. And even Reggie looked at him right now and said, "Why are you falling down, young man?" I think that's just the new era, looking for the call.
Looking for the and one, right?
And now Phillips blocks it.
Got to dribble with his head up a little bit more.
I think what happens is he hears the crowd. He hears the crowd when he makes the moves.
He's got to keep
and boy, that's hard for a 13, 14-year-old to give up. But Squid's going to go have a word with him right now, and he's going to say, give me the basketball when you get double-teamed.
Yeah. Gets a little tunnel vision. His head's down a little bit. He's got to work on seeing the whole court.
But what's not to like?
Yeah.
Turner calls for it up high. He's got Calderon on him. Nice little battle out there. Phillips for three.
Confidence is not lacking with that young man, so.
Nice job by James splitting it. Francisco ends up with it. Francisco throws it back out here. Ball deflected. It'll be a stop and play to get Daniel Anthony in very quickly.
And just like that, Foothill's on their little run right here. They could take Tao out for a minute, but they've finished off this quarter because of the freshman superstar with a nice little run.
James has it up top. James comes in, puts it up. Does it go? It does. Soft touch. Some really talented kids in this Miramonte squad. Now here comes Phillips. He gets stopped on the sidelines, gives it up, and they quickly get the ball across half court. Oh, nice move by Garcia. And now Turner takes it. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound, Francisco. Here comes Miramonte. Has the ball. Batted away one time. I think Foothill crowd was looking for double dribble. That's not the case. They batted it away from him. Now it's a 12-point lead only. Miramonte crowd up after Francisco's dunk. Look at the long bomb that gets put up, and it's an air ball by Valdez. I don't know if that's what Coach Davis is asking for, but at the end of the quarter, another bucket. What a shot, what a play. 54-40, a 14-point lead. We will take a short quarter break. Foothill climbing back in this thing again. Back in the
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking.
Welcome back, everybody. 8 minutes to go here. 1 quarter left. 14-point lead for the Trojans, but it has been anything but a cakewalk here this third quarter. They've had a battle.
I got to tell you what, I'm very impressed with the athleticism of the sophomore. Camarion Francisco has had a very, very nice game and just very, very overall impressed with what he's been able to do.
Francisco just had a dunk. Oh, nice ball fake. Had him. Ball's blocked. The Dean of Local Sports, Greg Kerr here, a little confused with the roster too. He went over. I said, hey, I'll text it to you. Don't sweat it, my man. Full court pressure. Phillips in the middle of the floor. He gets fouled on the way down by James. And Miramonte has 5 fouls in the second half, and Foothill has 0 fouls. Huh?
Yeah, it's been kind of a clean third quarter as both these teams play an aggressive style of defense and like to get out and transition.
Great pass. Heads up. Look out. Heads up. Garcia down low. Gave a nice pass in traffic to Turner. Turner laid off the glass. And Garcia, the senior and one of the leaders on this team, he knew he had given a great pass, and he knew the big, tall tree of Squid Turner was going to come down sooner or later. So glad to see that no ankles were rolled. I think he just took a shot from his own teammate. A little elbow in the gut. And Coach Wesley Davis, the third, looked over and said, woof.
And Garcia is one of those mini guards that come off and just play solid basketball. Really like their games. He's got just a bunch of guards that do pretty much the same thing, so good to see.
Calderon throws a baseline pass. Turner, nice rebound. Careful now. Has it ripped away. And a big battle for it now low, and it is still a loose ball. James going to put this one up, and he goes off the glass and gets fouled. So Turner ripping boards off the glass, but when he comes down, the Lions are waiting for him.
And I think that's the next phase of his game is getting in the weight room. You can see that at the next level, he's got to put on that size, and he's got to have that strength in order to really hold on to the ball and chin it right underneath. So,
well, just getting some communication from Dr. Rick Hutchins. He said it is chilly. I saw them in their pregame. Looked like they were calling a game from Fairbanks, Alaska. I mean, Julian, we go do games, and Julian wears a polo when it's 40 degrees. Come on, Hutchins.
Both free throws are missed. And for Mira Monte to claw back into this game, they got to make their free throws. Quick steal and a turnover. And the bucket goes up, and it's Tao coming down, looking up the field, but looking up the court, but a quick foul is assessed. Phillips, as you said, has that personality, but, man, that kid can play. He's full of energy.
He is an entertaining young man playing to this crowd. He knows that he's got his fellow freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors all loving it. He is very aware of his surroundings. There's double dribble, no call. Tao. Valdez in the corner, comes up short, can't get it. Rebound, Almardry, and that is going to be a travel. Hamed picked up his feet. That'll be a walk, 56-40. It is a 16-point lead, but we've seen the Lions battle back in this thing.
And there hasn't really been that extension where I think that Foothill thinks they should be up by a much larger margin, but
look out!
Wow.
And big contact in there. And everybody on the Foothill side looking for a call. It looked like Turner was he wanted to go up and dunk on Francisco. Francisco wasn't having any of it.
Yeah.
Certainly thought there was contact.
And nice move, as you saw, by
Francisco with a round the back pass to Calderon. Hey, looky here. Nice little play. Valdez hands it off to Turner. Turner wants to go to work. Stops at the elbow, puts it up, falls down again. No call. I think his uncle's going to work on him with that falling down. The three gets put up by who else? Almardry.
Yeah, really, really nice game tonight, VP.
Battle for the basketball. Oh, Miramonte crowd can't believe it. That was a loose ball, and Johnny James dove in there for it. Can't believe it was a foul. Oh, they're going to call it on. Okay. Johnny James. That was a loose ball. And frankly, Phillips really wasn't making a big effort to get it. And Johnny James just dove in and said, I got it. So I don't like the call, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's the 50-50 ball that you talk about. You want your players diving, getting after it, and that's just a tough one right there for Miramonte.
Phillips on the line. Makes the next one.
I got to say this. Coach Dan Shannon just texted me and saying, great job with the live stream. Wants me to say hello to you. And very excited to see that he's watching in. So, Coach Shannon, we give you our shout out. Very honored that you're watching our broadcast tonight.
James across the top, wants to go up against Turner, puts it up with the left hand. Wow. Coach Shannon would be impressed with that shot. Johnny James going down into the forest and lays it up with the opposite hand. Turner goes off the high pick, thought about it for a second. Tao back in the game. Hernandez in for Turner. Tao backs in, strong move, can't get it to go. Gets his own board. Foul over the top from Francisco. Mira Monte crowd starting to get a little bit restless.
I'm going to say that I've said it all night tonight. I love Tao's game. That little spin move that he has right there, the body, his senior leadership. I can tell he's the cog that makes everything go. I'm very, very impressed with the maturity that he has on this team, and they're going to need that senior leadership going forward. He makes his free throws. He steps up and does some of the dirty work right there. And he's at his handful with Francisco all night because Francisco is an elite athlete that can jump up and down and do those things. So
every successful team, let's just keep it to basketball, every successful five has that one player that you can always count on, always go to for solid, consistent, hard play. And Tao is that. Long shot put up by Cesares, and it's rebounded by Turner. Now here comes Garcia, down to Tao. Strong muscle play right there. And that is drawing the admiration of everybody in the gym. Even the Miramonte crowd just shook their head and said, wow. Cesares goes up, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Miramonte, though. And that may be on Tao. Yeah, it is a foul on Tao. Just a brief response for you regarding Coach Shannon. Wow, what isn't there that you could say about a man I respect so very much? Forget about the coaching, forget about the athletics, forget about the education. How about just as a man, just as a human, just as a mentor?
Yeah.
Coach Shannon, one of my all-time favorite people. I put him up there with my my dad and Dwayne Dameron and Gary Saddam and the guys that have really made a big, huge difference in my life. So thank you, Coach Shannon. Appreciate it. Here we go, 4:15 left in this fourth quarter. Squid said, nope, not happening. Fast break. Will it come back to him? They want it off the backboard, and he got it off the backboard.
And wow, that brought the house down right there.
And I think we may either have a timeout or will it be a technical foul for having the Foothill Trojans come off the bench. I don't know if Valera's calling a timeout or if the officials are going to discuss a technical foul. 4 or 5 of the players jumped off the bench. And while we're on the subject of Coach Shannon, I can tell you this, any of his players would have left the bench for a dunk by Reggie Phillips, they'd be running the next day. And I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but it is a technical. That's what I thought. Oh, goodness, Wesley Davis upset. And he is letting his players know, absolutely not. We get a steal, and I don't think he minded the bounce off the backboard. I saw it coming. It's having players run off the bench onto the floor while the game is live. Can't happen.
Wow.
I'm not get off my yard guy, but that can't happen, period. Can you imagine that was a big game late in the season?
Yeah. You know, I think you want to get that out of your system right here if you're going to do it. Do it tonight. And I think the coach says that, hey, guys, I understand we had that tonight, but sometimes in a game like this against a rival and everyone likes dunks, you know what I mean? Everyone likes home runs. And I agree with you, VP, but sometimes when you see a special talent like Squid Turner, you got to enjoy the moment that you're in. I think there's nothing on that.
Goodness, what a rainmaker again by Almarty. What a great shot.
He's just quick with the trigger right there, and it's impressive to watch.
Turner, great move, and that's something college coaches are going to want to see right there. Gets it at the top of the key. Could have pulled the trigger, but instead makes a pump fake. It makes a hard drive to the hole to be that comprehensive weapon with the basketball. And so he'll shoot 2 now. We're about to see Caleb Smith come back in and Jaden Phillips, 63-52. Only an 11-point lead right now, Kyle, for all the hoopla that's taking place in the Trojan Gym right now. And that's another thing Coach Davis is thinking about. Look, Mira Monte got within 4 of us right before the half as Turner makes the free throw. And great job by Garcia and Valdez. They play important roles as senior and junior on this team.
We got to remember that Squid's 6'8". How often do we see 6'8" guy move the way that he's moved tonight? It's been very, very impressive and great part of his game. Maybe since his dad, we've seen someone at Foothill that big be able to move that big, like that, you know what I mean? So
JT didn't bring the ball up the floor like his son does. Another block. He blocked a lot of balls like his son just did, that's for sure. This will be a possession arrow. Francisco, super strong kid, just throwing Caleb Smith around.
Like his game, Francisco stood up to Malik Tautau, who is definitely had a great game, kind of that senior leader, but
full timeout. We'll take a quick break. Don't forget to get on Twitter. Oh my gosh. Let's stay here, Kyle. Let's do a little talking. First of all, give us our platform.
I mean, you look at our social media platform that we look at. We have on Twitter at KHSD Athletics, on Facebook, Kern High Network. We even starting to venture and dance around with maybe a little bit of Instagram to look on there, but our primary handles are on Twitter and on Facebook. You're going to see that awesome dunk to look at, awesome display of athleticism off that throw off the glass right there. And what a tough thing to do. And not only was it off the glass wide open, I mean, there was a little bit of traffic there, so you got to get it up for Squid Turner for what he was able to do. But, you know, VP, over the last year that we've been really doing this, going full time, you and I first met barely knowing each other up in Del Oro, you know, but just barely getting to know each other. Freezing, pouring rain, getting out there. And, you know, from where we were there to where we're at tonight, VP, we really have, this thing is really blown up. And it's the support of our financial donors and sponsors, the U.S. Army, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. But I'm also going to say it's because of the superintendency that we have that really has backed up the Kern High Network, our Achieve magazine, you know, the administrators that we have, from Gail Bentley, who's sitting over there, and Mike Bezad and Octavio Patino, who make up the administration at Foothill. Mindy Carter not here tonight. But then you have Willie Sandoval and Zach McNinch and Leah Hatton and Josue Valenzuela that make up kind of the administrative team, with some deans in there too as well at Miramonte. But definitely the support of the schools, our financial sponsors, and the superintendency has been huge. Gosh, every time he shoots it, I think it's going in right there.
Phillips going to have to run it down. He can't. Errant pass, 2:54. So Foothill up 13. Miramonte has the offensive weapons to get back in this thing, but they cannot make mistakes. They have to be very, very deliberate on all of their possessions.
Absolutely, and it looks like
long shot goes up. Can you believe it? Francisco ends up with it. Oh, he had Turner in the air. That's the time to go hard to the bucket. Francisco has the ball blocked this time by Turner, so you got to pick your poison and know when to do it. Squid hands it off to Tautau, and he puts it down in the corner to Phillips. Oh, nice cut by Tautau. Oof. Phillips can't get that to go. Tautau with the rebound. And a strong move down low, taken by Calderon, and he gets it off. 2:15 left. Long pass down here to Francisco. Francisco in the corner. Calderon has it. So that's Cesares, sorry. Cesares gets his own shot. Francisco back to Cesares. Everybody realizing those threes need to go in. Who's it going to be? I think they should put it in the hands of Amarty. Phillips, 2-on-1 fast break. What's going to happen?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I thought he was going behind the back pass, but Was that Isaiah Ryder that did that one time in a game way back in the day?
A nice shot right there by Cesares, but right now Jaden Phillips playing like a freshman in college maybe. Oh, great pass down low to Tautau, but the hustle by Calderon. And now we're going to see Alex Hernandez back into the ball game and Cesar Valdez. And again, you got to hand it to Wesley Davis III. Everybody on that squad has seen some time, and now we have a timeout with 124. Not a bad idea by Miguel Valera. 12-point deficit, 124. Game's not over. I know it seems a little crazy to say that with this loud, raucous gym here at Foothill, but you just never know. Again, we want to thank Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Pav Solar and Communication, Premier Lighting, the United States Army, Raymond's Trophies, and of course Tony's Pizza. Our Tony's Pizza player of the game.
It's tough.
Julian Wilson has 33%. Kyle White has 33%. I have 1%. 2 nights ago, I got into a sparring match with Julian and Kyle.
We got split right down the
at Centennial, where the Patriots took care of business.
I got to say this to you, VP. I talked with Hernan Santiago. He had some malfunctions of his own video equipment. He was watching our broadcast and said, you know what? I just want to thank VP and thank you. You guys do a great job. You got good camera equipment. High praise from one Arvin Bear to the next. Hernan Santiago was deeply impressed that, and he saw on there is like, you know, sometimes I just watch film, but you guys do your homework and do all those little things behind, and it was a very huge compliment for a guy. We covered 3 of his games this year and looked at just everything they've been through, and we saw Justin Greiner, and he's been just a treat to look at. So wanted to give you those props too as well, big man.
The freight chain with a feathery touch, Hernan Santiago. Look at that touch, Cesar Valdez. Hernan Santiago could run through a wall and still drop a dime on you with a feather touch. Here we go. 15-point lead. Miramonte's got to make it happen now. They throw it up high, and it is no good. Turner now has the rebound, and they'll just walk it up if they're smart. Floats it over in the corner. Don't know if a shot will go up. It does. They take the shot. Tautau with the rebound. Foothill just putting the rock up with 15-point lead, under a minute to go. James wants to go to the basket himself. James comes through, and there'll be a foul on the floor. So the Trojans fouling and throwing up shots.
Well, you know,
Coach Davis is probably saying, hey, let's just stretch out and have some fun here in the first half.
If that's the style of your game, you know, we talked about, you know, Highland, you know, had some of that, you know, and they argue, and you got to play the IQ of the game, but also if that's your style, it's fun and gun and get your shots. It's tough to break.
James goes right at, and that's a foul, just trying to stop the clock, but he went right at Turner. Johnny James. And now we'll see Daniel Anthony come in. 34 seconds remain here for the Miramonte Lions.
You know, you got Cazares as a junior, Johnny James as a junior, Francisco as a sophomore. This Miramonte squad has some guys returning next year that make them a scrappy, tough bunch.
I like him, and I like the way Coach Valera coaches. I like his mindset, I like his philosophy. Gives guys the green light that should get a green light.
Yeah.
Here's Squid Turner. Boy, he's had a great game,
Absolutely.
Great game. Missed an early dunk in the first quarter that no one can believe, but he made up with it by giving directions for a backboard dunk. And that soft touch right there is sought after. Amarty.
Probably the most raucous gym we've been at, VP. This has been great all day.
Francisco in and out off the glass. Tautau to Phillips. Phillips has it. He'll get it across the mid-stripe. Throws it over to Tautau, and the senior backs it up. Oh, they will go ahead and foul. So Francisco fouls, and he looks over his coach, and coach said, nah, let's lay off that because they're in the double bonus.
And there's a lot of basketball players in this game tonight where I really, VP, I like their game, including this man that's right here shooting the free throws, Malik Tautau. Like his game, his toughness that he brings a versatility and a hustle and a leadership. I'm going to tell you, I was bringing the gear in tonight to get set up. Malik Tautau comes up and says, hey, you need help with anything, just let me know. I'm here if you need anything at all. Just a very respectable young man.
Maiden comes back in. Trojans putting the pressure on still. Calderon comes in, throws it back out. Maiden's going to get a look, doesn't get it up in time, and that'll do it. 74-55. The Trojans with a big win on the hill as they defeat the Monte Lions, who really put up a good fight. They looked pretty feisty there for some time, and they were within 4 at half, and that was it. Never saw a lead again, and this Foothill Trojan team, what promise.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
promise they have. We thanked our sponsors. We thank the administration. Hey, before we talk about Tony's Pizza Player of the Game, what do we have coming up here next week?
Next week, we're starting on Tuesday. We're going to have girls soccer is going to be Tehachapi at Independence. And Independence girls soccer, they have a goal scorer on their team that's got 25, 26 goals right now. So very, very impressive. They're a heavy favorite to win a Valley Championship, so we have that. Then on Thursday, we have Independence at Golden Valley girls basketball, which is big too as well. That's February 1st to look at. I don't think you're there, VP. We're looking at it. I think we were looking at that as well. We'll go back and relook at that. But then we also have our individual duel between first wrestling duel of the year is Foothill and BHS. That should be an exciting match. Not Foothill, Frontier and BHS wrestling duel, and Frontier is loaded this year. They think it's their year to take the SWIL crown away from BHS, and that's going to be a big time duel next week.
Tony's Pizza, player of the game. Get his microphone on.
All right.
Now, Julian Wilson, for those of you that are ardent followers of our KernHighNetwork.com's exclusive coverage of high school basketball, when Julian weighs in on Tony's Pizza Player of the Game, let me tell you, he comes to us from a high altitude of thought. So he brings us a process before he gets to Tony's Pizza. He'll get to his guy, but he'll let us know first of all. JW, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna keep it short tonight, Vance. So.
Oh, he must want to get to the gym.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Great game, a little out of control in the beginning, but the guys pulled it together. I'm going to have to go hands down with number 13, Tao Tao. He set the tone early with his aggressive play, and I think that's what made it work for Foothill tonight. That's solid, and he did it all the way through the game, all the way to the last bucket.
Thank you, sir. Kyle.
You know, Malik Tao had indeed a very, very good game, and I thought Jaden Phillips brought a spark and energy to them, but not just because I'm partial to hanging out with him, spending time with him, but he does so much of dribbling, rebounding, blocking shots, setting up his teammates, taking his time. He hit 4 threes tonight, dominated inside on the paint, probably had about 7 or 8 blocks, but I'm going to have to go with Edward Squid Turner, named after Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants.
I have the extra 1% here, and might I say how bold and confident Julian is with Malik Tao, and I'll tell you what, Julian, on any other night,
yes,
I would be on that wagon big time. I love Malik Tao. He is one integral key part to the success of this team, and I'm not just saying that. It's not a gratuitous statement. Without Malik Tao, I don't know how far this team would go on a deep playoff run. Love the effervescence of young Jaden Phillips. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I saw a lot of those players that I really enjoyed watching. I just go into the discussion of Squid and say, if Squid wasn't on this team, if he wasn't playing tonight, he is so valuable to every part of the game, the offense, the defense, the transition. He runs the floor. He runs the ball down the middle of the floor. I'm going to go ahead and take the chalk on this one and go Edward Squid Turner is our Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. Congratulations. As we say it, he's getting some television love right now from Nick down there with Tao. So, hey, great night, fun night. Have a great weekend, everybody. It looks like we've got some killer weather here in Kern County for the weekend. Drive safe, be safe. On behalf of Stan Green and everybody at the Kern High School District, and on behalf of everybody at Foothill High School and Mira Monte, for Julian Wilson, Kyle Wiley, I'm Vance Palm. Have a great night. Good night. God bless. Foothill wins.